So today we're going to be working on customary units of capacity. So you should already have your chart cut out and glued into your notebook. But just to review, we've got 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces. That fluid ounces is going to be really important next when we start realizing that ounces can also mean weight. But since we're talking about capacity today, it is fluid ounces. We also know that 1 pint equals 2 cups. 1 quart equals 2 pints. And 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. We're doing a lot of simple math here in these notes, so make sure you are paying attention and pausing the video whenever you need to. Let's get started. 38 cups equals how many pints? So we know that there are 2 cups to one pint. So if we're looking at 38 cups, all I'm going to do is divide it in half. 2 can go into 3 one time. 2 can go into 18 9 times. So 38 cups equals 19 pints. And the way you can think about that is I could have done 1 times 2 is 2. So there's 2 cups to 1 pint. 19 times 2 gets me 38. So there's 19 pints equals 38 cups because there's twice as many cups as there are pints. Let's do another one. 36 quarts equals how many gallons? So we know that 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. So if there are 4 quarts to a gallon, all I'm going to do is divide my 36 by 4. We know that 4 can go into 36 9 times. There are 9 gallons that equals 36 quarts. And we can check that by knowing since there's 4 quarts in 1 gallon, in 9 gallons, there's going to be 36 quarts because 4 times 9 is 36. Let's go ahead and try another one. 104 fluid ounces to cups. So I know there are 8 fluid ounces to 1 cup. So to figure out how many cups is 104 fluid ounces, again, we are going to divide. We're going to see how many times 8 can go into 104. Now, a really important part of realizing whether you're going to divide or multiply is thinking about which is bigger. An ounce is very small. That's why 8 of them can go into 1 cup. Now, when you're thinking about it this way, you're going to have more ounces than you will cups because there's 8 ounces in 1 cup. So I'm looking for a smaller number here. And generally, when you're looking for a smaller number, you're going to divide. So 8 can go into 10 one time. 1 times 8 is 8. 24, 3. So I know that there are 13 cups in 104 fluid ounces because 8 times 13 is 104. 13 cups times 8 fluid ounces in each cup would get me 104 fluid ounces. I'm going to have you try the next one on your own. 200 cups to quarts. 200 cups to quarts. Go for it. So for this one, you should know, this is going to be a 2-level one. So we know that there are 2 cups to 1 pint, and that there are 2 pints to 1 quart. So let's figure out how many pints are in 1 quart. Let's try that first. If there's 2 pints to 1, we already know that there's 2 pints to 1 quart. So now let's figure out how many cups are in 1 quart. So we're trying to look for how many cups would be in 2 pints. So I know that there are 2 cups in 1 pint. If there's 2 cups in 1 pint, that means there are 4 cups in 2 pints. And if there's 4 cups in 2 pints, then there's 4 cups in 1 quart. Let's think about that one more time. So I've got a quart here. This is a quart. Inside that quart, there are 2 pints. So here's a pint, here's a pint. Inside those 2 pints, each one of those pints is 2 cups. So since each pint equals 2 cups, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cups in the whole quart. So 4 cups to a quart. Now that I know that there are 4 cups in every quart, I can figure out that I need a smaller number. So I'm going to divide. 200 divided by 4 is 50. So there are 50 quarts in 200 cups. So think about it this way. 4 times 50 is going to get me 200. 4 cups in a quart times 50 quarts would give me 200. And if we turn that around to divide it, we could say 200 divided by 4 will give me 50. Some of these are kind of logic problems, and you're just going to have to think about them. Go ahead and try this one. 22 pints equals how many fluid ounces? For this one, you're going to have to think about how many fluid ounces are in 1 pint. Go ahead and try it out. All right, so let's think about it. Think about how many fluid ounces are in 1 pint. So I know that 1 cup has 8 fluid ounces. And I know that 2 cups equals 1 pint. So I want to figure out how many ounces are in 2 cups. And I know that 2 times 8 will give me 16. So if there's 16 ounces in 2 cups, that means that there's 16 ounces in 1 pint. So 1 pint equals 16 fluid ounces. So if 1 pint equals 16, we know that the pint number is going to be smaller and there's going to be more ounces. So I know I'm going to have to multiply. So for every pint, there's 16 ounces. So for each of the 22 pints, there's 16 ounces per pint. So let's go ahead and multiply. 6 times 2 is 12. 2 times 6 is 12 plus 1 is 13. 2, 2, 2, 5, 3. There are 352 fluid ounces in 22 pints. Remember, if you get it wrong, go back, check your work, watch the video again, see where you got it wrong. And if you still don't understand, come and ask. The next one, 8 gallons equals how many quarts? Go ahead and work it out. So for this one, we know that 1 quart equals, we know that 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. So we want to know how many quarts are in 8 gallons. So if I write this out, 1 gallon equals 4 quarts, then I know I'm looking for a bigger number in the quart side. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply 8 times 4 will get me 32. 8 gallons, and each gallon has 4 quarts in it, will get me 32 quarts. Let's try another one. 72 fluid ounces, 2 cups. 72 fluid ounces, 2 cups. I'm missing the equal sign there, but you can put it in. Go ahead and try it out. For this one, fluid ounces, 2 cups. You know that there are 8 fluid ounces. Keep putting a T on there. To every 1 cup. So we know that 8 fluid ounces is a much bigger side over here. 8 fluid ounces to 1 cup. So we're going to divide our 72 divided by 8. And we know that 8 goes into 72. I should have this memorized 9 times. 9 times 8 is 72. So 72 ounces equals 9 cups because 8 fluid ounces per cup times 9 cups would get me 72 fluid ounces. Go ahead and try this one. Gallons to pints. Gallons to pints. All right, so for this one, we know that 1 quart equals 2 pints. And we know that 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. So we need to figure out how many pints are in 1 gallon. Let's look at that. 4 quarts to a gallon, 1 quart equals 2 pints. So for every quart, 1, 2, 3, 4 quarts in my big gallon, there are 2 pints. So pint, 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 pint. That gets me 8 pints in my big gallon. So I know that 1 gallon equals 8 pints. So I know that that pints is going to be quite a bit bigger. So I'm going to multiply my 2 times 8 and get 16. For every 1 gallon, there is 8 pints. So for 2 gallons, if there's 8 pints, then I'm going to have 16 pints. Let's go ahead and try this one. 28 cups, 2 pints. Cups, 2 pints. So for this one, we know that 1 pint equals 2 cups. So let's go ahead and lay that out. 2 cups. Oh, whoa. I got that totally backwards. You are comparing these. You're supposed to be comparing these. Oops. Go ahead and compare them and see what you think. For 28 cups to 14 pints, I know that there are 2 cups for every 1 pint. So for every 2 cups for 1 pint, if I have 14 pints, I would do 14 times 2 and I would get 28 cups. So those are equal. I hope you got equal. Go ahead and try 25 pints, 13 quarts. Which one is bigger? Your greater than, less than, or equal to signs. So for this one, I know that there are 2 pints to every quart. 2 pints for every quart. So if I do 2 times 13, that would get me 26 pints. So I know that 13 quarts equals 26 pints. So 25 pints is less than 13 quarts. Go ahead and compare these two, 20 quarts to 80 cups. Quarts to cups. All right, for this one, I know that there are 2 cups in 1 pint and 2 pints in 1 quart. So that tells you that there are 4 cups to every 1 quart. So 1 quart equals 4 cups. So 20 quarts times 4 cups per quart, 20 quarts times 4 cups per quart would get me 80. So again, these are equal. Try this one, 12 gallons to 50 quarts. For this one, I know there are 4 quarts to 1 gallon. So 4 to 1, 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So if I multiply 12 gallons times 4 quarts in a gallon, 12 times 4 is not 50. 12 times 4 is 48. So this is 48 quarts to 50 quarts. So it is less than, 48 quarts is less than 50 quarts. Go ahead and try this one, 320 fluid ounces to 18 pints, greater than, less than, or equal to. For this one, you have to decide how many ounces are in a pint. So we know that 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces. And we know that 1 pint equals 2 cups. So we know 1 pint equals 16 fluid ounces. So 16 fluid ounces equals 1 pint. There's 16 ounces for every pint. We're going to multiply 18 times 16 to figure out how many fluid ounces 18 pints would be. 6 times 8 is 48. Gets me 10, 8, 1, 8, 8, 2. 288. So 18 pints would be 288 fluid ounces. That tells me that it is greater than, because 320 fluid ounces is greater than 288 fluid ounces. You also could have worked that the opposite way and figured out how many pints were in 320 fluid ounces, but that's not how I chose to work it out. We should have gotten the same answer though. All right, here's another one, 15 quarts to 63 cups, which is bigger. For this one, we need to figure out how many cups are in a quart. So we know that 1 cup, not 1 cup. Let's go with 1 pint. 1 pint equals 2 cups. And I know that 2 pints equals 1 quart. So that tells me that there are 4 cups in a quart. So 1 quart equals 4 cups. So if there's 63 cups, we're going to figure out how many cups would be in these 15 quarts. Through 15 times 4, that would be 60 cups, and 60 cups is less than 63 cups. So my answer is less than. Again, you could have figured out how many quarts was 63 cups. It should have turned out to be the same answer though, and that was the last of our problems. Make sure you understood each of those. Go rewatch anything you need to, and make sure you ask any questions that you have, and you can go ahead and get started on your classwork.